All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Hibike Euphonium, Season 2, Episode 1. We had a wonderful Season 1 and a lovely OVA.
Yes.
But now, we're into the second season.
We have our girls and our guys, but going to the
Kansai competition.
competition.
Yes. And apparently this first episode is a double-length one, which will be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's because they're going to have to set up the next kind of general conflict. Whenever you have like a closed off kind of simple conflict for your first season, and they're like, okay, now we're actually a team that's capable of, an ensemble that's capable of making it at least on the road to nationals here. We're not a dud gold group here.
Right.
That means that we need to establish what the next conflict is, because it's not going to be easy just to then from there to be, then we'll just go to Kansai and it'll be fine. We can just make it all the way to nationals.
Yeah.
They need to set up new characters, new character conflicts, new character interactions.
Right, we're not going to have the whole Yuko, drama of, who's going to play the solo, probably, hopefully.
Probably not.
Since that was dealt with in the first season. One of the things I am very curious, though, is, KyoAni, they make gorgeous animation. What's it going to be like to have a double-length episode? Like that,
they're gonna go
that
all out,
seems
man.
like almost too much.
This seems like, if anything, they're just saying, okay, you liked season 1? All right, we're going to crack our knuckles, and just go all out for season 2. And I'm very excited for that, because this has been one of the prettiest anime I've seen in a long time.
One thing I am going to probably be a little bit sad about, even though we haven't seen them yet. So,
I agree.
I'm sure they'll be amazing.
I know what you're going to say.
But OPs and EDs, we're gonna probably, I'm guessing, get new ones. And
there's no way the first OP is going to be topped. I would be impressed if it was.
If it was, that would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
That would be awesome. But, Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Except that's the ED.
That is true. Yes. I was getting confused. The ED sounds so much more like an OP.
It does.
Than the OP does. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do this.
Without further ado, guys, let's just jump right into it. Come inside, Kumiko.
This is. We got a time skip then, didn't we? Because
I think so. Okay. So far, so good.
Yeah, I like it. The black and white is a bit interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we gonna get like a moment when the music kicks in and the color returns?
Yeah, I hope so, because I'm more vibing with the first one's visuals than this one. Because the music is really good, though.
Well, and especially with this show, the thing that's always blown me away is how the light has reflected off the instruments and everything. So, those were some new characters, weren't they?
Yeah, I don't think I recognized at least one of them.
Yeah.
Oh!
Hey, there we go.
Nice. As young Kumiko and her not boyfriend, not boyfriend, or boy not boyfriend, What was his name again? Shuichi?
Yes.
Think so.
And we've got to have one of those shots.
Of course. But I think that was Kumiko's sister that was teaching them. Yeah. Huh. But that was when they were little or something. You're here, yes. Oh, okay. Someone Papa Jojo pose. Oh.
So many of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's so awesome. Midsummer fanfare. Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy from here on out. Like, gotta buckle down even more.
Yep, tape those fingers. Mm-hmm. Who are you? Who are you?
Really? Didn't they suck?
I mean, that's a nice way of saying they sucked, you know? They had potential. Training camp!
Yes!
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 Oh! Oh!
Yeah!
Yes! Team Monica! Monica! Hey, Monica! Hey, hey, Monica!
I like it.
Yeah, it does, actually.
Is it like a well-known, like, classical piece or something? Like...
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, and like her, okay. Ah!
Asta, step in for her.
Yes, the instant she stepped up, she's like, oh, here we go.
There we go.
Ah! Even that
They did it too.
Yes!
All right.
Oh, they feel like an ensemble now, like a team, like a full group now.
Yep.
Oh. She watched Haikyuu over the weekend. Now she won't stop. Yeah. My God.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, dang indeed.
And if she starts at 6, that means...
Yeah, she's
Like-
awake at least by 5:30. Mm-hmm. Probably even earlier. Only if it's you.
But I wouldn't mind hanging out with you.
Okay.
I love the character animation here. Like that earnest little, like, lean in,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
From the concrete.
Okay. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how she responds.
Ooh.
They sound
Whoa.
really good.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Okay. Shiro
Okay.
Torizawa.
Yeah, we're getting this here, all right.
Yeah.
Power ceiling.
Uh-huh. Of course, at the start of season 2, right?
Yeah.
I wonder which region they're from, though.
Ooh, that is a good
They
point.
might not actually be in the Kansai region.
Let's hope not.
Well, that's the thing, though. If they are, then
That could be a problem.
well, that could be a huge, like, maybe like finale of season 2 thing, you know?
5 a.m.
She's doing it! Wow!
Oh. Okay.
There's something really special about waking up early to go do something with a friend. Even though, you know, this show at times is trying to be like, friends, you know?
Misery loves company, you know?
It's not a misery thing. It's
No,
a
I know.
dream thing. It's a goal thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait. Always. I was gonna say, if it's always, why is she even
Yeah.
asking for the key?
Well, you know, better safe than sorry. That thinking out loud again.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, that's an
Okay.
archetype.
Yeah.
We got
Blue
the
hair, red eyes.
Yeah. Sorry, did I say red hair? Red eyes, blue hair.
Yeah.
Quiet, sitting by the window.
Like, even more quiet than Reina.
Oh, way more quiet.
Wait, really?
Oh my gosh. Whoa. Whoa.
Okay,
Oh.
KyoAni. Of course you do. Okay.
Okay. He always knows exactly when to like break up her spacing out, you know? Oh my god! Twice in a row.
That's the that's
Oh!
that's the girl, isn't it?
Oh, you're right.
今見たことアスカ先輩には内緒にしておいてもらえない？え？お願い。
Okay.
どうしたの？
No, your line's supposed to be, huh? You know?
Right. Okay, yeah.
Uh-huh.
用がある？
Oh,
何？
I sensed my name being thought about.
Right.
先輩が話してくれ。
Oh my god!
No.
Again!
No.
夏休みの間指導してもらうことになりました。
Oh my
Okay.
god.
マジで？
This guy's outfit design and everything.
アキくんのことで知りたい
They're
ことがあった。
polar opposites.
どんどん
Yeah, they really are.
あれ
How much you want to bet that Reina will take him up on that offer?
キャーキャー言われてるんじゃないの。
はい。吹奏楽部員以外の女子には
Reina.
Well.
余計なことは言わなくていいと言います。
Wow. Huh? That's been her line like this.
Yeah.
ないから悪いようにしない。
Yeah,
You do, mate.
言いなさい。
Oh.
今練習中なの。
Oh.
のぞみちゃん。
Oh.
Okay.
私。
Yep.
部活に戻り
Oh, yep. Yep.
Shit.
Okay. And it's Asuka. There's no
Yeah,
way
she's
gonna
not-
say yes.
Uh-uh.
No.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Well, this
And
is a great way
of
to
course-
bring in drama
And
into
of
the
course,
second
it's
season.
after they win gold.
Right,
The bit
yeah.
There. That's the part that's gotta suck about
Uh-huh.
this.
Right, because just because they quit the club, they still go to the same school.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
wait, is
Oh,
this-
it's a flashback.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
flashback,
Different
yep.
uniforms. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
mhm, Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay.
クールな絶対嫌い。
Yeah, and they
Okay.
lost.
ここに入ったら金取ろうね。
Oh, this is middle school too. Minami Public Middle School. Okay, they got
Silver.
silver.
Okay.
そうでしょ。確か去年は関西だったよね。
Oh.
Oh, shoot. Fall from grace.
Yeah.
That is.
高校で金取る。
Yeah.
金取ろう。
Oh, and then after this.
私部活に戻りたいんです。しがない中間管理職。
Yeah, sure, Asuka. Trying to pass the buck here.
アスカ先輩に許可をもらわない限り戻らない。
Oh. Wow.
But there was a breach of
ごめん
trust.
ね。悪いけど今練習中なの。帰ってくれる？
Wow.
ちょっと話し合いたい。
Whoa.
Okay.
This is some drama. Okay.
Yeah.
翌日も
Oh.
その翌日も
Wow.
のぞみ先輩はやってきたの。
Ah.
悪い。
And then they get kicked out again. Well, this is really disrupting things.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Uh-huh.
Is it because of the promise that she made to
To Nakagawa.
no, to the new girl?
Oh, right.
私はのぞみちゃんの復帰に賛成しない。この部にプラスにならないからね。だからもう来ないでほしい。
Wow. Oh. Stealth 100.
Tetris in there.
Oh, okay.
もしかしてのぞみちゃんまた来てるの？では気にしないで練習に集中して。
No, we can't concentrate like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I just love that she was the one to say that. That's great.
その大半が南中の生徒だったの。
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
First years from the school that's renowned.
Yeah.
First years that weren't valued for their skills, but it was all based on seniority.
Right.
あ、それで
Ah, okay.
やっぱり先輩たちにとって 去年のことって大きいんだ
Right,
な
right.
と思います。
But then this could quickly turn into a faction issue again.
Right.
Because they're already separating the current first years out of the situation.
Yep. At the same time, like not over the course of the year, but just all at once.
Well, they probably got into a group and basically leveled them with an ultimatum of some kind.
Yeah, probably.
3秒ルール
No,
が
no,
いいと
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, no, with ice cream. Yeah.
まだ決めてない
Of course.
Hmm.
Get out of the way.
Undecided. Yeah, just. All right. Now that they're alone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
じゃあ私と行かない
Hmm.
えもしかしてレイナ照れてる
Wow.
そういうわけじゃないけど
Killing me.
私は誘ってくれたんだ
You're killing me.
ニヤニヤするのやめて
Yeah, Reina really has changed. Like, a lot.
関西行くんだうんおめっとさん
Okay.
I'm glad
Okay. That was nice.
she left it at that.
Yeah, yeah. It was nice and simple.
まだ慣れない
You don't you don't just immediately become a 5 a.m.
No.
wake up person. It takes
No.
time, yeah.
Ugh.
仲悪いの
Ah! Ah!
She's got a good eye.
She's like, I am the one that owns the silence.
Right, exactly.
Cannot channel
You-
the silence.
Yeah, you merely adopted the
なんです
silence.
か
Oh! Reina.
どうなんだろうね後輩
You can hear the senpai and kohai kind of exchanged right there. Wow.
のぞみのことなんだけどのぞみ
Oh.
気になったことはどんどん言う
Ah!
ことが
Ah!
Not at all topical.
Divining that information through their musical performance.
Yeah.
去年のこともあってそこら辺みんな敏感でしたし
Yeah.
ありがとう
Ah! Me muscle.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
wha-
気持ち悪い保健室行きま
What?
す
What's up?
空いてるかわからないけど
Is this
Stress?
because of the other girl coming back?
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
無理しない方が
Oh.
聞きたくない
Ah!
よく見えるのよこれじゃあいろいろ食べられないよあんたまた太ったんじゃないの
Wow.
なんてこと言
Oh my god. She's adorable.
うんだ
Yeah.
なんか一緒に歩くのちょっと気遅れするこの辺にあるのかな
Yeah, like, she's not even sure it's here. Oh!
なんだ来てたの
Hey!
来てたよ
Hey, indeed I did.
一緒に来たいならついてきてもいいけど
Ha ha!
どうするの私育児のない男はダメだと思
Wow.
うまあそうだね
Brain freeze.
Yeah.
いっぺんに食べるから
Ah!
Oh no!
今復帰を許して引っかき回されたら関西大会に影響が出る
And she could stir up trouble without wanting to.
だってそうなるの分かってたんだから
Yeah, but we don't know the reasonings of her decision entirely.
私だったら絶対逃げない嫌ならねじ伏せ
Not
れば
everyone's you.
それができないのにやめたってことはそのくらいできなきゃ特別にはなれない
Sure.
そうだね
Hmm.
一緒に来ようね来年も
Oh! Boom, yeah. Fireworks are so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Oh!
That is gorgeous.
Oh my
こ
god.
の時間は永遠ではない
So pretty!
This is just cruel, show.
今というこの瞬間を容器に詰め込んで冷凍を
That's such a cool
Oh,
way
there's a
of
way.
thinking about it.
そうすれば怖がることなんて何もないのに
About whether I'll be special or not. Oh.
Put this moment in a
Oh,
freezer.
yeah,
And did she
yeah,
get a brain
yeah,
freeze?
Yeah, exactly.
Hand holding is a very powerful lewd thing. It can do that to you.
Yeah.
次の曲が始まるの
Wow. All right. Oh, yes, ED. ED.
New ED. Bubbles.
Dango. Dango.
Wait, what?
Wait, hold on.
What is this?
I have no idea. That's quite the slipper. Tuba-kun.
Okay, this ED is amazing.
Yeah. There we go. Running sequence. Yeah, that notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Got that at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it seemed like Kumiko was reading something very important in it.
This is one of the fastest EDs I've ever experienced too.
Yeah, it's very similar to the first one in that regard.
Yeah.
Like, lots of energy.
Oh, that was so good. Ah, it's amazing.
Oh,
That's so
boy.
good.
Oh, boy.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, boy.
Ah, wow.
Wow,
That was
okay.
a fantastic
That was,
premiere.
that was incredible.
We got so much stuff with our main cast.
Yeah.
And yet they actually gave it all really, in terms of the new conflict stuff, to new characters.
Right.
And a little bit to the old cast regarding Nakagawa and Asuka.
Yeah, which I like, because Asuka was one of those characters that had, I found her very entertaining from the get-go, right? But she didn't have too much of a she wasn't super relevant to like the main plot conflicts of the first season, because she was already a great player, and then it was more of like the other new characters to the Wind Ensemble figuring things out and whatnot.
Yeah.
But now we can have Old Demon surface in the fact that, yeah, that thing that happened the previous year, well,
Yep.
it's not all over and done with and in the past.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because and it makes total sense. You win the Kyoto competition, right? Then yeah, of course, then the people that were like, hey, our hard work and skill wasn't appreciated, and so we left. We want back in because now it seems that things are different, right?
Yep. You guys
now,
are actually bringing in first years because they're good at what they do.
Yep, and you guys are putting in the hard work and effort, and you have someone who's doing a good job of leading you.
Yep.
Yeah, we want back in. Well, that's awkward.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, here's the part where things are going to get tricky. We were only given one side of the story here, and we weren't even really given a full side. All we know is that there were a bunch of people that quit. Now, they
Right.
all quit at around the same time, which tells us one thing, I would say rather succinctly, is that they were all unified in their decision to quit. Meaning that a group of them came together and were like, we're going to make a stand, we're going to protest probably,
Right.
and say, if you don't let us have fair opportunities to play in this competition, we're going to leave
Yep.
and go somewhere where we're actually valued. Now, that makes sense as something to do. However, there were people that didn't quit that were first years,
Yep.
which means that there are people right now who are second years who weathered that storm
Right, and went against the group decision.
and went against the group decision. Now,
Yeah.
I believe Asuka is a third year,
Yes.
but I'm not 100% sure about that.
I believe she is a third year.
I believe she is, because of the Kaori connection.
Right,
and
yeah.
Kaori is a third year
Yeah,
as well.
Nakagawa is a second year.
is a second year,
because she
right.
was part of the group back then, but she was one of the first years who didn't quit because she wasn't trying that hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We are in a situation now where those people who didn't basically
didn't
kind of
stick
stand
with it.
against, stick with it, but didn't stand against the masses. Because that's the part that's going to be weird here, is we're already setting up potential faction-based kind of conflict where there was even that little bit of awkward tension between Yuko and Reina where Yuko, and the subtitles didn't even mention it, but we could hear it, is that they were calling each other, oh, senpai, kohai, just like, this, awkward.
Like overtly formal and kind of like trying to...
Stiff and sarcastic.
But also highlight the power dynamic, right? Of, kind of, like it felt very much like you got the solo part, but I'm still your senpai. Right. You know, like you are my kohai, right? You are the one that is, I don't have to show as much respect to you necessarily because, you know, as far as seniority goes, right? I'm older than you, even though you are the better player. You're the better, you know, musician. So that was all kinds of interesting. But one of the other things I thought was really, really cool is that the initial thing that I would have seen as being the problem of Nozomi wants to come back. Okay,
right.
We can't actually let you play because you know you quit before you could quit again, right? We can't depend on you, especially with like the fact that a bunch of the first years in the previous year quit at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, granted, most of them probably weren't playing very important parts anyways, and that's why they quit.
Yeah.
But still, for a wind ensemble, if you know suddenly 15 people quit, that's a problem.
That's a
really big problem,
ruins
right?
it for everyone.
That ruins it for everyone. All the hard work that everyone else that you know stuck around, they ended up only getting, you know, probably a bronze or something like that because of it.
Yeah.
Now...
But she said she doesn't want to play an instrument.
But she doesn't even want to actually, like play in the competition.
She just wants to be there and help in whatever way she can.
Right, exactly. Which is good for her, but then at the same time, I can totally see where Asuka's coming from, where it's no, I don't think that's a good idea. That's opening up old drama, old wounds, and quite frankly, that's something where
we don't really need you.
We don't need you, right?
That's the cruel part about this is that Asuka, I don't believe, gave any actual like logical kind of based thought process. It just said,
just the result of I don't think it's a
you
good
should
idea.
be allowed.
Yep.
Now it was inferred based on things that other people interpreted of this is why I think that it's actually a smart decision for Asuka to make this call. Except also again for the fact that she's not going to Asuka for permission. She's going to Asuka for her blessing.
Right.
Which is basically saying, hey, Asuka, I value and respect you. Probably because of the fact that when things happened and went down last year, Asuka would have been a second year. I believe Asuka was very much a neutral party. They mentioned stuff about how she kind of abstained from all this,
which is interesting,
shenanigans and drama.
Considering that this year she has been very much like the take charge, like, and that's why Asuka mentioned that she looked up to the Prez so much, because the Prez, even if she didn't feel like she was doing a good job of it, she did actually step up and take the wheel. You know?
Right. I almost feel like this is the grounds upon which they start to build the true characterization for Asuka, in that she puts on a lot of this energy and this drive and stuff in order to keep things smooth sailing with regards to the wind ensemble. Is that she's like, I won't have that happen again, not if I have anything to say about it.
Right, she's playing Mama Bear.
So she is very, very protective of the way things are running right now.
Oh yeah, because
if anyone comes in with the, I just want to be a part of this, she goes, no, you're a potential threat.
Yep,
sorry.
You're a liability. You might rock the boat.
Not worth it.
You're not adding anything, so the only thing that there is a potential
to get in our way.
Yeah. And what we have right here is so wonderful. We won the Kyoto competition. We're going to Kansai. God damn it, we might actually be able to make it to nationals.
Yep.
And everyone here has been putting in a ridiculous amount of effort because they believe that it's worth it, that effort will be rewarded. The fact that Taki, when he was like, hey, you know, we won here, but you know, this is still just the first step, right? Now we're really gonna, you know, just keep going, keep buckling down, you know, and just going forward with everything we can. The fact that everyone responds so positively with so much respect, and that when it's the school's going to be closed, they're like, well, who needs a break? Let's meet outside the school. This would be great, right? That's not the kind of thing that is the polar opposite of the way they were at the beginning of the year. Right? So I totally get it. Asuka wouldn't want anyone to come in here and potentially jeopardize this. Keep this in a hermetically sealed box for it to just do its thing.
Especially because of the things that we don't know about, which is why Goto is so flustered by this that he's like, first year's leave.
Right.
We're going to talk about this.
Or why?
That is actively bad, in my opinion, bad ways to handle this kind of stuff. Because what it's basically saying is he's already kind of putting the divide again in the first years from, well, you guys aren't seniority, so you also weren't there, so you don't understand a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, we don't want to complicate you with all the drama, basically.
But this is if she did come back.
Right,
this kind of
exactly.
stuff would be more common.
Right.
Which is just, that's time that they're not spent practicing, so
And
they need to practice on their sectionals.
And
like,
the thing is that doing that as a one-time thing of like, hey, this is a complicated discussion we need to have, come back after and then we'll fill you in kind of a thing. Makes sense. That would totally make sense. But Nozomi keeps coming back, which gotta admire her determination, and she's trying to showcase that
she's very
serious. Fully on board.
She's not a
board
quitter.
with this, fully serious. I'm not a quitter anymore. Like this is I am do or die, right?
Right.
But that actually just keeps causing trouble because
but that's the thing. That's their response. They see this is something where I feel like what they're doing here is they're going to make this where there are no good guys, bad guys in this. Goto is. I'm just honing in on him because he's the one kind of emphasizing that they need to have these talks and stuff, but they don't. That's their choice to respond in that way. If Asuka wanted this to be a clean-cut thing, she could just tell the president, which she did apparently, about this whole thing, and just be like, no, I do not want her to come back.
Right.
Then this whole thing would be done. If she comes back, it's just a thing of where we already gave you our answer.
Right.
We don't have to talk about it anymore. Then we can move on and practice on our sectionals. Except that's not what's happening.
And I'm guessing that one of the reasons why it's difficult is because for the sake of on a friendship level, they probably would want her back, right?
I could see that.
But when it comes to the performance for nationals and the integrity of the wind ensemble, no, they can't. Right? If it was super straightforward and there wasn't any conflict surrounding it with them, they wouldn't need to have these long conversations. They would just they would say, "Hey, I know you might be totally serious about this, but I'm sorry, we can't. Please stop coming here. It's distracting us. It's getting in the way of our practice, et cetera, right?"
Yep.
But that's not happening. So
that's Nakagawa's, I would say, just badass friendship going on here. Is that she's willing to stick her neck out basically here to keep pressuring this whole situation again and again and again because she cares about Nozomi.
Right. And one of the other things I want to point out here is that I think it could be very easy for people to take sides with one side or the other, both in the show and then from an audience perspective.
Right. Yep.
What they're doing here, like of basically saying no, you can't come back, right? Now there could be a part of it that is their own issues. They're upset at her, things like that, whatever, right? Yeah. But there's also a side of it that where it's a mature decision. In a similar situation with Aoi, when she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna quit the wind ensemble," right? It's there are things that are a higher priority. I am acknowledging my own limitations of what I can and can't do.
Right.
And while there is something that I can do, there's something else that I can't do, right? The wind ensemble has been doing great, right? They are practicing for nationals. They are going at this with the intent and good odds of potentially making it to nationals, right? But they can't do it while also including Nozomi in this, right? Or at least some of them can't. They're like, I can't reconcile the two things. I won't be able to continue functioning in this way if you're here.
Yeah, totally. And that's one of those things where it ultimately comes down to where it's not a clear-cut decision. Is that they are, one, I would say, being a little bit unprofessional, personally, because it's one person. It's one person that's not going to be. I
personally disagree, but
I don't care. I'm just bringing up the idea of my opinion regarding this is that what the girl Nozomi has in regards to this, where she's kind of stepping across the whole thing here, is that she's not actually looking to be given a yes or no. She's looking for the blessing of a specific person. Like she needs Asuka's permission in order for this to be okay.
Right.
which means there's personal beef that's going on right now that has maybe nothing to do with other people in the wind ensemble. And that means that she should be going directly to Asuka, independent of the wind ensemble, alone, one-on-one,
Yes,
talking to them.
I agree.
Now, because she's probably scared silly of Asuka, which I totally understand
Asuka
that.
can be a bit intimidating.
Nakagawa is being her wing woman here.
Right.
And this is disrupting
Yep.
the wind ensemble.
Right.
So the smart thing to do here would be to have both of them go off alone, have their conversation over some French fries or something, or
Right.
whatever. We've seen a couple of those really good types of conversations in season 1, but because there is drama that extends beyond them because of the group she was attached with in but the previous year, basically, this is not so simple.
And if that was all it was, it would still be pretty complicated.
Oh, that's the point, yeah.
But there's another thing that happened this episode that really caught my attention. Yoroizuka. She didn't just respond in like a, oh no, she's back. This is going to be awkward. No, that
She
was like
sick to her
that was like a
stomach.
visceral reaction
Yeah.
of like some kind of like PTSD kind of thing where it's like, nope, just hearing her play, oh God, I'm going to be sick.
Yep.
What happened?
What happened? Because they were in the same year.
Yeah.
They were in the same year.
They went to the same middle school.
Yoroizuka is one of the first years that didn't quit.
Right. And also they were sitting next to each other on the bus back from their competition that they lost. So
they
got
were friends.
silver for. So they were friends. They were probably pretty close.
They might still be friends, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It might not be.
And Yoroizuka is not the kind of person that has probably many friends, right? She talks to Yuko a lot apparently, but
That's
she
more
is
of Yuko talking to her. Too.
Right, exactly. So, that's even more opportunity for feelings of betrayal because, if you're that, you can only have betrayal when you trust someone, right? And if you trust, and if you don't trust easily, then that magnifies any possible betrayal, right? Because your trust is that much more valuable.
Right.
So, something happened, and we'll have to see what it is, but it got bad. One of the other things I want to bring up, and I'm so with the movies, there's the first movie is called Liz and the Bluebird, Caleb, and I saw some promotional art for it, and
let's not bring up stuff from the future though.
Well, okay, it's nothing detail oriented. Basically, one of the things I've been wondering is that I knew that the characters that it focused on were side characters more, and in this situation, I'm wondering if these might be some of the side characters that it was focused on, because I don't remember it exactly, but I thought that one of them had bluish hair, and in the first season, one of the things I was kind of wondering about is where are the side characters that could end up being the focus for that movie. And now I'm wondering if this is them here, but so that was something I noticed, and I'm like, okay, interesting. But yeah, and then one of the other things that could cause additional problems with this whole situation of Nozomi coming back is that they mentioned that the oboe is the hardest wind ensemble instrument to play.
Woodworking, yeah.
Or right. So
wood something. Yeah, let me bring it up.
So in this situation, if she's probably Yoroizuka is probably the only person that can actually play this instrument in any kind of competitive level, right? Because it's that difficult to play, the 4mm opening or whatever, right?
Most difficult woodwind to play.
Woodwind to play. Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is something that, could seriously really
jeopardize their Kansai
competition.
Right. Yes.
Right.
That is, I would say, where all the drama has to revolve around, though, is that it has to, on some level, connect back to their ability to play as a group. That is why the show is being, told for sure. But outside of the meta stuff for that, Yoroizuka is set up to be a main character of this season.
Right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if Yoroizuka's primary source of dramatic emotion that she displayed here was only focused, only focused
Around Nozomi.
on Nozomi and her playing, specifically her playing. I think it's also not even just as complicated as it being a bad thing. Why was she even there?
Why was Nozomi there?
No, Yoroizuka. Why was she there? It was over. They should have left. It's almost like she was wanting to go to her.
Oh, okay.
Potentially, but just couldn't bear herself, like couldn't bring herself to.
Sure.
Because it's not like she was trapped. She was leaning on the gate to head upstairs.
Yeah, it seems like she almost like wanted to like go like to a higher floor or onto the roof or something, just to sort of like distance herself from it. You know?
But everyone was gone. So
Right.
why are you still there? I think it's because she wants to go and engage with Nozomi. Because she's actually here. Like, it's maybe been a while since Yoroizuka's actually seen her in person. Or it's been a while since she's heard her play.
Yeah.
And the last time she heard her play was probably
confrontation is not something that probably comes easy to Yoroizuka. Because like
definitely
like we had that whole comedy bit that was so wonderful of like of Reina being like, what, she seems normal, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, you know. But like
Yeah.
at the part where, what was it? She's like, do you like playing the I can't remember what the question was, but Kumiko asked her a question.
Asked who?
Yoroizuka a question. And I thought I was expecting her to just be like, yeah, I think it was like, do you always come here earlier? I can't remember. And it was like long pause.
Yeah, it was right when they first bumped into her.
Right, and then like
really,
and then
like dramatically long pause.
and then after like 8 seconds or something, it's like, yeah. like really soft spoken and like it's like, oh, okay, all right.
Kudere to the max.
Yep, the blue hairs, red eyes, you know, Ray kind of like color scheme.
A little homage, yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
So we end up getting also some wholesome stuff. I mean, a lot of wholesome stuff with Reina and Kumiko.
Wonderful.
They really focused a bit on how much, though, Reina is different now.
Yes.
And one of the things that I feel like it's being played out in is that she's a little bit, not insecure, but she's a little bit less confident, it seemed. Like, specifically around Kumiko, she seems to hesitate a lot more. She seems to be a little bit bashful and a little bit more like...
right.
like
little bits of... In the first season, it very much felt like the thing that drew Kumiko to her so much was how she was like... posturing like stoically, just like, I will do my thing, right?
She was a swan.
Yeah. Now she was a lot more in tune with like observing Kumiko. Like the part when they're on the subway or the train or whatever, and Kumiko says something, and she starts to sort of like lean in, like the character animation in this show in general is incredible.
Yeah.
But like in this episode, it was, you know, I especially liked it. Like it was absolutely fantastic.
And for a double episode to have so many,
all those subtleties, and
so many little moments like that was a real treat. There was also a running gag this episode for sure. It just got better and better as time went on. As Kumiko just and I want a compilation just of her just, you know, just all the dramatic levels of it as it goes up to like surprise, you know, to just like you know, like it's the thing of where you go, okay, that's adorable, that's cute, but it's also something for the voice actress just to be like, I'm going to communicate this emotion perfectly with just this sound given different intonations.
It kind of blew me away how like
many
succinctly
different ways they did it.
Right, and how clearly it's like, yes, I understand, Kumiko. It do be like that sometimes, right? And no actual words, just
right. There were so many of them where it felt just like, oh my god, you are so relatable, Kumiko. Like I totally get it. Yes.
I love Kumiko as a main character. Like I've said this before many times. You're probably sick of hearing it, but I'll say it again. Vanilla is a good flavor.
Yeah.
And you know, having a main character that is like super like extreme and attention grabbing, yes, that can totally work, and there are many reasons why that can be a wonderful thing in stories. But having a character like Kumiko that really nails the I'm a pretty normal girl, but not in like a blank slate, lazy, just default kind of normal girl, like actively her unique brand of just regular.
Yeah, and she had multiple moments in the episode where they tried to remind us, really, that she's been waking up at 5 a.m., so she's tired. So there's lots of little things and stuff like that. But then also reminding us that her thoughts and her filter with regards to her mouth and stuff sometimes slip wires, and she accidentally talks out loud.
Which makes...
And they had moments where she would do that and not even say anything about catching herself. They would just show in the animation her catching herself, Reina noticing that she does that, throw a little quirky kind of smile or something like that, and then they move on. And that was the scene.
Yep.
It's just brilliant little bits of character animation. It's so good. And then of course also the voice acting stuff made it really fun as well. But it was something where I very much appreciated what they did with Reina to make her kind of more, like you were saying, in tune with Kumiko. Yeah.
Like it's also just the okay.
Go for it.
The way the light is handled in this show, whether it's for the instruments or for, and I mean this works as kind of a segue to what you probably thought I was talking about.
Yeah.
But the fireworks to even the sort of shining anime eyes, right?
Yeah.
There were so many moments where Reina would just like turn or something, or like be. I think there was even one where it was like her reflection or something like that.
Yep.
And it's just like her eyes are just like vibrantly purple.
Sparkling.
Yeah, just sparkling, and it's like. You don't need to do that, Kyoani. Like, you don't need to, but like...
It is art, and I will!
Yeah, exactly, right. Like, it's like... But I certainly won't get upset at you.
Oh,
you
never get upset. It's just one of those really, really impressive things that I want to have, like, at some point, just... To know what was going on behind the scenes for this anime, because there was so much love put into it at times where you're like, oh, I get so freaking excited when in another anime they do this kind of stuff, just the slightest bit.
Yep.
And then this is just like every scene. Every scene.
I remember when we watched Violet Evergarden, right? And I was like, oh my God, this is just visually so gorgeous. It's such a treat.
Well, we see where Violet Evergarden came from.
Right. Yeah. Like seeing stuff like this, it's like, okay, now Violet Evergarden, like, it's like...
It makes sense.
It makes sense, right? It's like, because, apparently it's just a whole ton of really hardworking, really talented people that really love what they're doing. And... Here you go.
Yeah.
We get this.
Yeah.
Whew.
But any characters that you feel like you're excited for what they're setting up to do with them? Because mine is one of like I'm really surprised by how much I've more and more like her character is Nakagawa.
Yeah, Nakagawa is amazing.
I really like what she's doing here because on the one hand, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but I really do feel like they should be held a bit to a higher standard with regards to how they respond to this in terms of like they're high school girls, you know? But I really do feel like there's an immaturity that's going on that Asuka might even be perpetuating by the way that she's handling this. But the fact that Nakagawa is basically like, oh, I know this is going to be awkward. I know this is going to be painful. I know that I am going to get a bit of the ire of other people because I'm sticking my neck out for you over and over and over and over again.
But I'm going to do it anyway.
I just have to respect that because I could very easily see this turning into a thing of where people eventually, the people that are less mature basically, eventually throw some of this stuff back in Nakagawa's face. It's like, well, it's not like you were the one that was actually like trying.
I was going to say that.
And also, Nakagawa is not one of the people that's actually in the main like starting roster.
Right. She's not. Yeah. Right. She's probably not going to be performing.
Well, I mean, she'll probably eventually be performing, but it's the thing of where she didn't participate in the competition that got them there.
Yep.
So. I am worried personally if they don't just kind of address this immediately and they stop kind of beating around the bush with this, and that's because I would say ultimately that they're immature, they're high school girls, you know. this could end up getting way worse before it gets better.
Yes.
I mean, way worse.
And that's why this is probably set up at the beginning of the second season, because this is going to be the lion's share of the conflict within the wind ensemble.
Yeah, at least in the melodrama side of things.
They established all the things of like the more sports competition type things of, oh, here's the person that's favored to win nationals.
Right.
You know, here's another school that like the second school. It seemed like they might have actually been like one that was going to be in Kansai.
I think they said that they were seeded, so that means that they're probably going to be ones that they'll end up going up against.
Right, because they mentioned that they usually go to nationals, which seems like the kind of thing where
You're talking about two separate.
No, right. The second. No, I'm talking about the second school.
Okay.
Because there's the first one that they showed, which was the generally
one that always wins.
Right, that always wins nationals, and then the second school, which they were saying usually goes to nationals, and that saying it like that makes me think.
I don't know if they actually gave that info there. What scene was that?
It was when Taki was watching them, and then they come in and he's not seeing them and things like that because he's really focused. But that kind of verbiage makes me think that it's something where it's they could be a problem even if they don't go to nationals, but they usually do, right? So it's they're in our region, they're in our like pool of competition, and you know what? They probably will go to nationals.
I don't remember.
Okay, well,
this was,
but
okay,
like because if that's a school that they have now is like there's the school that if we go to nationals and we want to win them, we'll be competing against them. But even before that, just at Kansai, this is the school that we have to deal with, right?
Right.
That's kind of crazy because we don't necessarily know if they have to get absolutely first place in Kansai in order to go to nationals. It might be like the top like 2 or 3 schools potentially, you know, who knows.
Yeah, that's something that they did in Haikyuu recently that kind of reminded us that the Tokyo group basically submitted 3 teams in that show. And there was okay, I found the bit and it's just him kind of watching them. It must have been something at a different scene.
Maybe.
Okay, whatever. I really think that the way in which we can get a little bit more solidarity with regards at least to our main 4 girls is them going to and from together, at least leaving school together.
Yes, that thing that they brought up was,
and
felt like exceeding that.
And if that leads to them having their little moment where they got their ice cream outside the convenience store and stuff, and they have these little moments to kind of interact with each other, that's a way in which each of their personalities can kind of cover for each other.
Right.
Because every once in a while, I kind of realize how well they've set up Kumiko and Reina to have their own blind spots that they each can't really help each other with. They need basically
They're complementary.
people outside the duo. No, I'm saying that they have blind spots that both of them do not cover.
Sure.
Meaning that they totally help each other in certain areas, but these areas here, they don't have ways to cover for each other there because they each have them pointed in different directions. And that's where Hazuki and Midori can be helpful in. And that's something where I could very easily see. I think it was Hazuki specifically being potentially really helpful here because she's a first year that is trying really hard, is not skilled enough to be able to put into the competitions and stuff like that. But over the course of the show is definitely going to reach that point where she's probably going to be seriously considered. Maybe.
Right, hopefully.
Hopefully. But it's to where she could probably understand a little bit more of what's going on.
Right, the different perspectives and things like that. Yeah,
from the angle of those who quit last year.
One of the other things that I thought was kind of interesting here is that we got a lot more family focus.
Oh, we did.
In this episode.
We did.
Now, it's a double episode, so yeah, naturally, and because they just won the competition, it makes sense that we would need to see how Kumiko's family responds, right? You know, mom is all like, oh, excited, calls the dad. Even the sister is like, hey, good job.
Congrats,
Right. And then of course the mom freaking out when she's like, wait, yukata? Wait, hold on. Like, what?
That was adorable.
That was adorable. But then we also got with Reina, we got that bit talking about her mom riding her bike.
Right.
That felt like it could just be here, let me give you the explanation that makes the world seem more fleshed out and everything of why I don't have the bike, and then we can have these interactions that we'll probably have moving forward in the season, right?
It makes sense.
Which is great, because Hazuki and Midori don't have as many reasons to interact with Reina specifically, since they're in different sections, and they didn't have that like previous history and whatnot to get them talking.
Yeah, it's a writing way to basically just excuse why they spend more time together.
Right, make them really seem like a group, even though they're not always together, right? Yeah. But does that mean that, you know, Reina's family situation could potentially come into the story as like a like something that actually has an effect on the plot and whatnot?
Definitely, because Taki is already an essentially like a connection to her family.
Yep.
So the fact that Taki is bringing in also pro guy who is the complete opposite of him.
Oh God, he was great.
Who's an old college buddy who is so good at intuitively understanding the performances of the players in the ensemble that he's able to sense that there's something that they all need to say. And it's like,
right, that too, yeah.
Because that's something that wasn't like, oh, the bassists, you know, the bass group needs to, you know, say that.
It's like,
that was the whole group, which is kind of him foreshadowing that it's not just Asuka and Goto and a couple others in the bass group that need to talk about this. It's everyone.
Yep.
And it's that kind of open, full communication that really, I think, is where Asuka and the president are going to need to step up and facilitate it. But I could see Asuka maybe not being as interested in that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I am very curious to see how that would end up getting resolved, because there's the aspect of what's going on where Asuka is playing a role, right? And she even asked freaking Nakagawa do you want to talk to me as a friend or as the vice president of the wind ensemble, right?
Yep.
And she's like, both. And it's like, that might also be speaking as to where the conflict is within Asuka, right?
Yep.
Because if it is just as the vice president of the wind ensemble, I have zero issue with her decision. Absolutely zero issue with her decision. I can even respect it, right?
But if
it's not, if it's not just that, then that does need to be addressed, right?
That's why I think it needs to be one-on-one.
Yeah, and that makes me excited because then that's a way that we can have Asuka as a character grow because her character is so brash and kind of like has everything figured out seemingly already, then that makes me very, very interested in seeing her actually grow. And if it comes to that point where she has to have someone give her like a serious talk, I'm guessing probably the only person to her that will be close enough while also being removed from the situation will probably be the president. And the president,
or Kaori.
That would be interesting.
Remember, Kaori and Asuka had that conversation.
That's true.
They are third years.
Yeah,
If we're right about Asuka being a third year, I would guess
I believe she is. Yeah.
There was elements of that was
she
left
gave Kaori
unresolved.
the talk.
Yeah. But it was still left unresolved with regards to how it ended being a magnifying glass on their relationship.
But yeah, because if it does end up being the president, one of the reasons why I would be really excited about that is because something that was brought up in the first season that was a really good point is, why isn't Asuka the president? Right?
Yep.
Now, she decided she didn't want to be. So there's that.
But why?
But why? Right? It could just be something as simple as I don't feel like it.
Right.
Or, well, okay, apparently you were fairly neutral last year. Maybe there's a bit more to it that maybe only the president will be able to fully get at, because she didn't do the thing, like she did the thing that Asuka wouldn't do, right? And because I love their dynamic so far of like the president even being like not able to talk because she's crying of like, I can't believe you're, and then Asuka's like, okay, you know, because how do you fight her? Oh yeah, like that's great, right? So if we get that flipped around, I would appreciate that. You know, that'd be fun. But yeah,
kind of shows in some ways something that as someone who is one of the louder people just in real life in general, is that the people who put out a lot of energy into the environment usually care a lot more about the state of the environment.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
And
that makes sense.
If she is one that is constantly trying to bolster everyone with almost a bit over the top kind of energy.
Yeah, excessive.
Excessive.
Uh-huh.
That means that her care for the environment is maybe a bit excessive.
Yeah.
And thus she might have her problem be with regards to how she relates to the environment.
Sure.
And
Right. Like there was the whole point of when she was talking to Kumiko and she's like, "No, it's fine. I don't bite." And it's like, yes you do.
self-awareness much?
Yeah, that's not true.
It is one of those things that's been played up for comedy quite a bit, but it could just be that's the real Asuka just kind of creeping out there, is that when she is put into positions of power, she's a bit
Ice Queen?
yeah, a bit maybe a bit brash or a bit bludgeoning. I don't know.
She is hard as a person, right?
Yeah.
Like with how she interacts with people and everything. Like the fact that the tone shifted like so quickly. Like when it's like, "Oh, hey Nakagawa."
Love? Is this love?
Yeah. Is this love? Is this love? Wait. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Suddenly those, that smile and everything and those glasses in the eyes and everything aren't just like, "Oh yeah," but then it's like, wait.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. What is this? Like what are we dealing with? So,
and there we go. Yeah. So they've set up potentially a season's worth of conflict there with regards to the past year's drama within the ensemble. But we also have wait, what were you gonna say?
oh, just the whole bit with the festival, like
Oh,
that
well, yeah.
of like the oh, I'm not going. What about you? Not sure yet. They leave. Hey Kumiko,
Yeah.
why don't we go to the festival?
Yeah.
And then like pressing her about it and be like, "No, come on, we're going, right?" And then showing up and Kumiko's like, I feel nervous, just like I shouldn't be walking with you.
Yeah, that was because of how pretty.
Right,
it was.
exactly.
But that part basically being something that was, well, I wasn't really going to bring this up, but yeah, Kumiko is a lot more confident.
Yes.
In the way that
That's
Reina might
true.
have actually lost a little bit of confidence. She's a little bit more awkward and nervous at times because I think she's just being open
Right.
with Kumiko.
There are more people whose opinions she cares about. It used to be probably just Taki Sensei at the beginning of the first season.
Sure.
And her own, I guess.
Right. I was more bringing about it from the vulnerability sides of things, not about whether or not she cares about them, but it's like she's willing to look a little bit not perfect or a little bit not perfectly special even around these people because she's like I'm willing to be like that. I'm not scared of that. But Kumiko also has been a little bit more playful and a little bit more confident in response to Reina's kind of awkwardness and stuff, and kind of playing it up with the are you bashful?
Right, you're having trouble, actually saying it to me,
Whereas before she would have been like, "Oh my God, what is happening?" Oh, she's talking.
she's so gorgeous and she's amazing. And,
So it feels fun to see their dynamic evolve to where they haven't switched roles or anything, but they've definitely imbibed
They've rubbed
a bit
off on
of
each
the
other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. My last thing I wanted to bring up was just the Yoroizuka being this very quiet character, but immediately also seeing the the very dramatic response to this. I feel like that's also something that might be setting up for some kind of thing where the characters that we've seen thus far who are in the more extreme sides of things or are in the very quiet side are going to reveal that other side of themselves.
Sure.
And of those characters, that makes sense for that to do. Asuka tracks with that.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of a
Asuka
dramatic
is definitely the polar opposite of Yoroizuka.
Absolutely.
Like in just about every way.
In just about every way.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to bring up?
One last thing I want to bring up is the fact that we had that bit at the very beginning of
At winter.
Yeah, of Kumiko in the snow. Now, I love snow in anime. That was something where once we saw that, it felt very positive and wonderful and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then once she had the notebook and everything and she started to look inside it, it seemed like this is actually maybe an ominous scene in the future, and then we're gonna
Ominous?
like in media res, like maybe not ominous is the right word, but like
what would be another word to describe that? Because I get what you're
something-
getting at there, but I don't think it's
like
ominous.
like something bad had happened, right?
Reminiscing?
Yeah, or something, because like, and maybe I'm reading into it too much.
Yeah, because
but
the music didn't seem to track with that.
yeah, right, it didn't. It like, if anything, maybe
Music seemed more wistful and like.
yeah, maybe a little bit sad. Like,
Yeah, see, I don't know. Maybe we should re-listen to that bit real quick here because
Uh-huh.
I really don't think that scene was meant to be anything more than quiet, like she's reflecting,
gotcha.
like because there's almost no music at all. Yeah, it's just like a little soft piano here, but the tones are more light rather than like sad, you know.
It's probably something where we just get very like it's the whole different things that we get out of music and stuff. Like there
think
was
if
like
anything,
the little
her-
bits of like
Yeah, I think if
the
anything,
eye quiver
her
and
face
like
looked like she was sad.
yeah, and then she looked at the notebook and like was looking inside it.
No, she does look inside.
Yeah, she looks
Okay.
inside it, and we don't actually know what she sees, but it sort of surprises her.
But
and
she smiles.
yeah, and she smiles.
So well, I want to throw out a thing there that I don't think it's that she's sad. I think she was left something by someone. Someone either
Okay.
just left
All right.
and left this notebook behind, or someone left her a message inside the notebook. And
Sure.
it's a thing of where she's nervous about what it means, but then she sees it and gets relief. This whole thing of
Okay.
like, so I almost feel like this is a meditative track of like, oh, like it brings peace, it brings regularity.
Yes.
It's not a thing of where we're going like, oh, it's not we're trailing down. It's we're like going and we're even keeling.
So for me, the whole thing of like peace, that was in my mind what it was at like the very end when Kumiko opens it, and then it's that sort of that realization, right, and that smile amidst what's happening, right. But until then, it felt like that kind of like bit of
Loss.
Yeah.
got that,
Yeah,
yeah.
the loss and the sadness and from the nostalgia of something that was but isn't anymore.
Right, and
You know.
that's why I think the music is key there, because the music is even
Key.
yeah, exactly, pun intended. It's even throughout. It's not even. It's the same music throughout the whole scene, and it's something that, if anything, builds more and more as it goes on. Just the slightest bit, because in the beginning there's that lack of noise. It's just
Right, yeah,
ambient
it was all
sound.
quiet at the
It's just
beginning.
maybe some wind.
Yeah, right.
But when Reina kind of comes out and is like, hey, we have rehearsal at noon, it's kind of like, hey, you're lost in your little world of thinking
right.
and stuff like that.
Come back down to earth.
Come back,
Yeah.
come back here. Everything's great. We've got rehearsal going on.
Yep.
So
The world goes on. Yeah.
Right. If anything, I feel like if we want to think about loss, this could be the goodbye of someone that left the club, and this is their notebook or something.
Right.
Or this is a message they left for her in her notebook, like for Kumiko in her
Sure.
notebook. But it's the thing of where, okay,
Right.
and you are going to be okay, or it's all going to be okay.
Right. I'm gonna be okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what it means, and certainly not like what it would pertain to in the story. But I feel like this is something that we're going to be working towards, and I can't help but feel like the conflict that's starting within the wind ensemble
Is the beginning of
is
that.
going to is the beginning of it, right? Because this felt like an ending of some kind, whatever tone the ending
definitely.
takes, and then it's the okay, now let's see how we got to this point,
Sure.
and then we go into the proper first episode.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
But okay.
good stuff.
Y'all, great
Good
first
stuff.
episode.
Yeah.
Great first episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
Yes, we stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.